Okay.
Yeah.
We're still birthday.
Oh, you were not going to stop. It's always your birthday.
I can't stop. The people don't want me to stop. Every time I turn around,
You had another party.
I did 3 parties this week, and there was one more party that I was supposed to make an appearance at. I was just too tired. I had to show my love through other ways.
I don't even want to know what the other ways are.
See,
I don't even want to know what
So this is what we're going to do. We're going to block the Instagram calls. Nobody gets called from Instagram. Okay, that's always going to be a bad move.
Well, they do that from Facebook all the time.
You get a call
then when I don't answer, they be like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that." How didn't you not mean to do that?
You get a call
so
from
you
Facebook
went through all of that, and then you hit that face. You had to hit the call button. The call button is just not sitting next to another button that you just hit.
Right. And if you're the one calling from Facebook Messenger, you're a bigger loser than the person who answers the phone from Instagram Messenger or Facebook Messenger. All right, ain't nobody got time for that. If you are not in the loop enough to know my personal phone number, don't call me off an app, okay? Because I'm going to feel like you the ops. That's what we call it in the new generation.
I mean, things happen, but I mean, and the same thing. I mean, it's like, it's scary, especially with everything that's going on. Like, you just don't know who is who. And then people just hide behind so many different people's names. So even if I am following you, I really don't know if it's you that I'm really following. You understand?
As much as we don't want to think there's a world full of weirdos out here, male and female.
Exactly.
Male and female weirdos. We're never going to give you the benefit of being weird on our timeline.
No.
Or any of our friends' timeline. Because if I see something suspect on your timeline, I'm going to report it to you.
Exactly.
Okay?
As
and
you should.
Always do it to me.
I always do it to you. I'm like, if something going on your thing, because something ain't right.
Something ain't right.
Something is not right. And then, now there's been a whole bunch of spam and everything on this social media where it's all these Bitcoin people and all of that.
Forex traders.
Exactly.
And promoted on this page. And then you click on that page, and then next thing you know, your inbox is flooded. People, stop accepting those. Stop thinking they're trying to blue check you. Okay, they're trying to steal your accounts.
Exactly.
Okay, they're trying to shut your account down. My Instagram, the movie account, which I'm still in litigation because I don't know if it got hacked or if someone just in Instagram and Facebook absolutely hates me, which I think is more the case. But somehow my account got deactivated. Along with little Boosie again, he got his account deactivated. So there is a certified mission. There is somebody's ambition every time they see DJ Truuf and Tosh show up on a timeline. Like, we're going to get rid of one of them, and we're going to keep the pretty one. So guess who got the?
Well, listen, that goes to go by somebody. Like I said, like, people is real crazy and weird. Like. Again, I always get Truuf calls. Like, anything that goes on with Truuf, they come right in my inbox. Right in. And not even in my inbox, they come directly on my page and thinking that they checking the situation, and it's just like, come on, like, this is a grown man. Like, stay off of my page about what you've done. I guess I'm supposed to beat you.
Today we're gonna delve into some of the X-rated stuff that I do that apparently I'm supposed to not talk about or not supposed to let the world know about. DJ Yella from the legendary NWA crew, he mastered this lane switch back in the late '90s, right after getting out of high school. And I only found out when I was watching I think it was TT Boys. I forget the name of the series, but I'm gonna remember by the 9 o'clock hour. And I saw his name scroll on the credits. And I was like, DJ Yella, produced by, isn't he the guy from NWA? And then I started going in a little bit deeper, and I realized how much money was being generated through these triple X platforms. And I said to myself, I want in.
Well, when I watched that thing with the lady, how many people did she have sex with that night? 700 and something?
555.
555. She beat the world record, and then it was someone that tried to come out of it.
The Chinese girl came along and did 610 or something.
Exactly,
like that.
And then it was another girl that came along. But they paid at least 50 or 60. Each person paid $50 or $60 at the door, and it's not even like they got to spend. I don't even think each person was in her for 30 seconds.
For a few minutes at a time.
I don't even think it was a minute.
So that was one of the things that sort of brought me in. I was the young kid, 18, 19, and I'm gonna talk about my friend Darryl from St. Paul Street, who's a certified. He's a Marine family man, but he don't. I'm gonna go back a little bit. We used to get the porno VCR tapes.
Oh, okay.
The VCR tapes from his dad. He used to slide them to me by the caseload. I'd go to my dad's house. He had the 57-inch plasma big screen, so I had the basement to myself. So it was a stay in the house winning weekend whenever I went to my dad's crib, because I got all the tapes. I got the tapes. Ron, what's his name? Was big.
I don't know
back
none
then.
of these people.
You know him.
I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
Ron.
You was gonna make me know him. You know him.
You know him.
I don't.
Working in the porn business, working with strippers. Heather Hunter was one of my big faves back in the day. And I got a chance to meet her and give her a hug, took a picture with her. I took that picture home with me, and I put it on my wall. And when I got home, I realized me and my friend, I forget what his name was, because he really wasn't a friend, but I let him use my apartment, and he brought some little chicks over to the crib, and there was like 3 of them in the crib when I got there, and they stayed at my house for a few days, and I went out. They were some mud ducks. They were just dirty girls.
Well, let's talk about mud ducks. We was talking a little bit earlier, and you told me about some things. Like somebody was on a high level, and then they started like drifting all the way down and down and down.
Yeah.
So I don't know what. But you really know how to choose them.
I don't choose them. They choose me. They give me just enough to get me excited. You know what I'm saying? And then I just be like, oh, this is the one. And then I find out the backstory, the what I really should know story.
They be stealing from you.
Oh, they steal from you right out your wallet. You come downstairs. The little chicks at my crib when I got home. My freezer had the ice that would just be in the refrigerator, in the freezer. They were so hard up. Not that I didn't have food in the house. They chipped all the ice out of the freezer and ate it. Now I don't know if they made Kool-Aid out of it, but they ate all.
Truuf, where do you be finding these girls at? I swear, I ain't never ever in my life. Where do you find these girls at?
I don't know where he found them at. I don't know if it was the party line back in the day. You remember the party line back in the day?
I remember the party line.
Yeah, that party line was pretentious because it was a lot of conversation. Actually, the party line to me was better than like Tinder and all these apps today, because you really had to have a good conversation.
No, but they don't know how to. So with that's why people get into that thing where now it's like, I would rather you text me than call me. Have you ever had somebody text you? You call somebody and then they hang up and then just start texting you?
Right. Like
I think that's weird.
Yeah,
like,
I called you by mistake.
Yeah, like I called you by mistake. Like they call you up, you like hello. They like, oh, let me call you right back. And then the next thing you know, you getting text. And my thing is like, I can't drive and text. I can't do this and text if I'm.
You trying to get me killed?
Exactly, for a conversation. And I feel like with the text, you can get whatever you need to get out faster in a conversation than you can on text.
I need to ask
it's going
how
to
your
be
day
drowned
was.
out.
I need to ask, if the kids is all right. Hey, you have the money that you owe me. Send. Okay.
That's your conversation. That's terrible. But how was your weekend besides, everything? Because you still celebrating your birthday. You still having parties. What you had, like 6 parties this weekend?
Just 3. And to finish off on that, and then the other one is you text with someone for months in trying to get to know someone. Then you finally hang out and you're at dinner or you're somewhere and you're sitting across the table from this person and you have nothing to say.
Because people don't have a conversation.
It's like you're strangers in a strange world, and you see them trying to grab their phone and text you something
under the table while you're at.
You're sitting and they're trying to text you. I said, if you don't put that goddamn phone down and talk.
But they can't.
They
have no communication skills now.
can't.
Like, I don't know what people expect from people from social media. They really don't. Like, it's just a social media thing. You could do the little bit of, like, they have so much to say on social media, though.
Yeah.
Or you can, they got a lot of comments. With their captions be so heavy, everything just be so thorough until you meet them in person, and then everybody's like a blob.
You check them, and then there's nothing, just nothing to say.
Yeah, like
no
boring.
Substance to you. You look nice, but you ugly inside because your brain is tore. You got roaches in the house and mouses in the refrigerator and all kinds of
Well,
stuff.
wait a minute. This one done told me that he was messing with somebody that told him that she had roaches in the refrigerator and she needed
Food.
Food. Where do we find
I
them?
don't want to, and I shot my shot at this one because I felt like this might be the right one.
What made you feel like that, Truuf?
Because he's dark skinned and just delicious, and I go through my phases.
Sometimes.
It's like the summertime is, you don't need it too dark. Because it'd be melting all in your bed, hair, weed, juice, just dripping. So you sort of lighten it up.
You are.
I ain't lying.
Yo, you are terrible. This is what I got to deal with on the everyday. This is what I got to deal with.
It's strictly seasonal. So now I think, and I always realize that whenever I sort of try to focus on getting to know somebody or being with somebody, I lose focus on everything else.
Because you trying to pursue that one person. People be all over the world. Like, they be wanting to have 4 right here, 2 right here, another one over here, that one over there. How do you get to know somebody? Now, this is how I always say too. How do you get to know somebody through text?
You can't.
How, like, if you never had a conversation, you're never understanding where they're really coming from. And the text can be interpreted however they send that text out, is how you interpret it in your brain.
And what if she got a deep ass voice like a man? Like, how you doing? Like Barry White. You want to get that out the way early.
I understand it. That's what I'm trying to say. Can you, in all honesty, really get to know someone through text?
And let's talk about that in our DMs. Post a question. I'm on the Instagram Live at DJTRUUF. Tosh is on the Facebook Live and the Insta Live and the PCRadioLive.com. If you see that being blasted out, I'm going to put that on my Facebook. So the topic question of this segment is
how do you get to know someone through text? And can you really get to know someone? Can you build a relationship off of text? Because to me, I'm thinking that when you're texting back and forth, that it's a perception that you have in your own head. Mm-hmm. So you're thinking of something like, oh, maybe they're saying it like this, or maybe they're saying it like that. So you get in the happy part of it because you're tricking your brain to think that that's what it's like.
Right.
And to me, you don't never know what that person is saying, and you don't know how that person is responding. Actually, I'm not even talking about the having a good day part. I'm just saying in general, like when you just really like everything. So now you go back on the text. So it's things like some things you go back on. Mm-hmm. So as you look at it, you're like, oh no, that's what you said. You go all the way back through all these texts to tell somebody exactly what they said. You understand? And then it's like a battle of it. It's too much. I just think that talking is more. It's getting to know a person more. Right. And some people now, I had a person tell me that they didn't even know how to talk to the girl when they finally finally met up with her because they were so used to texting. Right. It was like, I can stand right next to you and we can have this whole conversation right next to you.
And, it's just, when I grew up and I would pursue girls in school and girls in the neighborhood, we couldn't even call the house. You couldn't get past mom and dad on the phone. Like, hey, can I speak to Andrea? Who the hell is this?
Exactly.
Right. So, I got to a point I would be able to come to the house. Couldn't go inside.
No.
But I could sit on the porch.
Exactly.
And I would sit on the porch for hours talking to this little girl. And we just out here just twiddling our fingers, trying to sneak touch each other. It was an investment of time.
Exactly. And you got to know the person. Right. You got to know how they live. You got to know their parents. You got to know their surroundings. Nowadays, you don't know. So why do you think that people are going through, and the way that the world world is today, do you really? How you meet somebody through text?
Right, and then
And then you gotta ride up and go meet them somewhere.
Yeah.
You don't know what.
We'll stroke your ego till you make that face I like. Follow Tosh and Truuf podcast.